Hello, I'm Chris Stebbing, Vicar of the church here at St John's at Hyde Park. But I'm talking to you today because I'm Director of Curate Training in the Diocese of Sheffield. Ministry is a very varied task. At times it's very joyful, at other times it can be a very demanding job to do. And our aim in curate training is to equip curates with the skills that they need for parish ministry, but also to assist in their spiritual formation, the formation of their character. We do this by working alongside training incumbents in parishes by having training days, some of which are organised locally here in the diocese, but also some are organised regionally with the Regional Training Partnership. We also have mentor groups that the curates belong to. It's not only about learning how to do particular ministry tasks, but also learning to be reflective practitioners, to think a bit about why they do things in particular ways. A particular key question for us at the moment is how to ensure good training and formation for the curates when expectations of clergy are rising more and more and curacies are getting shorter and shorter.
Hi, I'm Jenny Lambourne and I'm Children's Officer for the Diocese of Sheffield. And my role, as I see it, is to encourage and support people in their work with children in the churches. And I chose to stand next to this picture, which is a banner from St John's Park. But it just symbolises what I see my role as in helping churches to enable children, often as part of families, to discover a faith and to journey spiritually in their lives. It's a great privilege to do that, and people do that in all sorts of ways. So as I travel around the diocese and meet different people, I hear all sorts of stories of messy churches starting in different situations and in different ways, some after school, some in churches on Saturday afternoons or Sundays, and that's really encouraging. I've also been able to share godly play stories in parishes and in schools. And again, that's a great way of helping people to grow in their understanding and develop their work with children, because it encourages people to respect children's spirituality, which I think is really key in our work with children today. Another thing that I've been involved in is we've developed a certificate in children's ministry, which is accredited with York St John, and there are now 13 people doing that course. Which is great that those people have seen their work with children as so important that they're prepared to commit some time to training and developing their skills, and that's very encouraging too. Also within the diocese we have a Child-Friendly Church Award, which is an opportunity for parishes to look at the whole of their life and say, where do children fit into this? To look at their vision statement, to look at their socket covers, to look at the structure of the building and everything that they do, and consider the role of children. It's a great privilege to do those visits and to find out again what people are doing in their work with children. So I really enjoy my job, and I'm very excited by a lot of the stuff that I see in the diocese. But I want to offer the challenge and the question really about how can I support and help you to develop your work with children? How can I help you to listen to children, to learn from them and to put them in the centre, as Jesus did?
Hi, my name is Mike North. I started as the Director of Youth Ministries back in May, and I've spent much of my time visiting youth workers and clergy chapters in my attempt to find out who is doing what and with whom. I'm currently working on a new website for youth ministry, which will, I hope, provide a wealth of information alongside stories and resources that youth leaders around the diocese can access and relate to. I hope this will help connect those working with young people from every kind of background and churchmanship, and provide a support network for those who feel out of the loop. I'm also involved with training on a number of levels, and in the near future I hope to offer various youth ministry training packages for parishes, clusters or deaneries to take up, looking at themes such as envisioning your youth work, activities for young people, technology and communication, and also looking at the role of young people in the church. So if this is something that you'd be interested in, then please do get in touch. And now I'd be interested to know from the Synod what you would consider are the priorities in youth ministry in the diocese. So I'd love to talk to you more about that. And of course, after today, I'd be happy to travel anywhere in the diocese, even if it's just to talk about and explore some ideas with you.
Hi, Ian Smith. In two roles, both as Diocesan Mission Coordinator and Warden of Parish Evangelists. First thing I would say, it's so good that the Parish Evangelists are now up and running in a new way, meeting regularly and offering their services to the diocese. Back to Church Sunday has grown. And it's been great to get the stories and news from different parishes about how that has impacted them in all sorts of ways. And I think lastly, the Diocesan Development Day that we've just had, a huge amount of interest in fresh expressions, parishes and people ready to try something new, take a risk. And for the future, I hope it's the way people will respond to and appreciate and use the new man who's taking my place.
Well, I think the three things that I've really found myself thrilled with over the last year have been, first, having an overall view of what's going on in training for ministry. With Joanne Grenfell, our DDO, Director of Ordinance that is, on maternity leave, I've been keeping an oversight over both the ordination and lay ministry training. We've got about 100 people in different forms of training, and the area where I've been most embedded has been the School of Ministry, which meets on a monthly basis in Sheffield Cathedral at the moment. There's a real buzz and energy among people from across the diocese for ministry and service, and indeed we've just had 2 more of our readers graduate with a foundation degree in ministry and theology at the University of York St John. So it's been a very positive year, that, and that's my first real encouragement. The second area has been diocesan and deanery development. We've been rolling out deanery development events over the last year or so, and this year we had a number of surprises. For example, we went out to Snaith Hatfield, Great Heck, went there thinking we might just get 20 people. We were packed out, and Cyril Roberts was laughing into his beer that night, I think. And likewise, we had a similar event at Lawton. And then many of you here will have been involved in the Fresh Expressions Development Day, where 500 of us or more piled into the Philadelphia Centre. And it's just sensing that there's a lot of energy and a lot of imagination going on, and also commitment to the service of God. And the third area, which has been a great encouragement, has just been working with this team of people whom you'll be seeing on this video. We've got Mike North coming to join us, and of course we're looking forward to Mark Wigglesworth joining us as Director of Mission and Pioneer Ministry. And again, seeing these creative initiatives taking place, which officers have been describing to you and advisors. And in another way, also alongside that, visiting parishes across the region, particularly in the Doncaster Archdeaconry, and being able to say, here's a gift for you. A whole load of people who are willing to work with what the parish is up to, what the local deanery is up to, in a form of service. So those are the 3 areas: training for ministry, diocesan deanery development, and the network of resource people who are around. And my question is simply this: what sort of training and development do you think we need to be offering at deanery level over the next year or 2? What sort of training or development do we need to offer at deanery level?